And we are
Live. Yeah,
live and we're back. I'm back. You're back.
exactly.
We're back again,
Finally,
man.
and finally, Future has come back.
Back. So listen, for everyone
Gosh.
that doesn't know, I was basically in I was back home. I was back home in the UK, and actually the
Mm,
sad thing is there's good things, great things, and there's actually kind of like, not so great things because I went back to England, went back home, and unfortunately,
okay.
Deval and I, we didn't get to do a live
Mm,
show, but we did meet up. So that was
yes, exactly.
for
After
me, that was like
5 years,
a
cinco
massive
años,
highlight for me.
5 años, sir.
Sing
Oh,
Deval, that night that we met up, man, it was brilliant. It was a great laugh. We
exactly.
met up
Yeah.
last Tuesday, was it? No, was it last Tuesday?
I think it was 2 weeks ago now. Yeah.
Two,
Well,
so
almost 2 weeks ago.
yeah, nearly, yeah. So 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then it was just great seeing you, great seeing Marcel. I hadn't
Wow,
seen
you thought I'd grown,
Marcel.
didn't you? You looked at me, it was like, have you grown? I'm like, wait a minute. My
This
growing
guy,
days, well, I'm growing out. I'm not growing up.
bro, I'm not even joking, man. Like, seriously, it was like the big green giant or something. Like, this guy is like
Yeah.
growing and growing and growing. But no, it's really, really great seeing you, Deval.
Yeah,
And
you
like I
too,
said
man.
before, I mean, I wish we'd have done a show, but unfortunately, with the timing and everything, it just
Yeah.
didn't happen. But I'm glad that we met up. So what are we on now? So listen, what we're on episode 280.
282. 282. I can't think of anything.
282.
Me
Um,
and you.
just me and you, and that's the way it is. All right, okay.
Oh
So
my God,
282.
that was rubbish.
We got
Yeah.
a great show for you today, folks. We got a horror vibe for you. We're gonna be speaking about
Yeah.
Abigail, which is this vampire flick, which we've already spoken about on the show a couple of months ago. We saw the trailer and we were like, oh shit, this is going to be, one to watch. So stick around for that one. Obviously, we've got the movie news, we've got streaming, and we've got trailers. So stick with us, and we'll bring you more of that. But before we do all of that stuff, Deval,
Yep. First of all, we got a shout out, and this shout
mm,
out goes to our very own Ciel Noir
wow,
3.
3.
So go
Mm,
check her out on Instagram. Again, we've had her on the show
yep,
last summer. I think we did Across the Spider Verse.
yep.
I got a feeling we may be doing the sequel with her again, maybe this summer.
Soon,
Why not?
yep.
But yeah, go check out her page. She's a really, really great person, great energy. About being happy in life.
Mm.
Fitness, fun, music. She does presenting as well. So go check her out. Really, really great personality. So yeah, big shout out to CL
Big
Noir
shout out.
3.
Yeah, brilliant. All right, okay, let's get on to movie news. And yeah, this one's interesting, Deval, because
Mhm.
it's been a fair few years since we've kind of had Mad Max Fury Road,
Yeah.
which is this mad kind of um, what is his name? George Miller. I want to say George
Yeah.
Miller. I think his name is. Yeah, George
Yeah.
Miller, Tom Hardy, Charlize Theron, and it was kind of a reboot, remake of, or a continuation of that kind of Mad Max trilogy
Mm.
that we got back in the 80s with Mel Gibson and all that sort of stuff. So really great movie. So Deval, tell us about this one because Furiosa is going to be coming out pretty soon, and this is a prequel to Mad Max Fury Road.
Yes, that's right. So this one's coming out quite soon. I believe it is, well, it's during the summer anyway, so
Mm,
we can all see it real soon. It looks like it's going to be one of those action films, and I think George Miller done this on purpose, but he's the sort of person where he wants his action films a little bit like Christopher Nolan. He likes to use as much practical effects as
yeah,
possible.
yeah.
So obviously we all know we're in the age of AI and tech and all special effects, and it just is what it is. But some directors, some filmmakers, they want to see, they want to feel, they want
Mm,
to touch, and they want the audience to get that experience as well. So a little news that we heard on set, as you do, we heard there's a scene, an action scene or action sequence that lasts for 15 minutes of the movie.
mm,
Usually, movies are about 2 hours or so, isn't it? So,
mm,
for 15 minutes of this movie, there's a big action sequence, and it actually took 78 days
mm,
to film that
mm.
sequence.
That's
And in
mad.
amongst that, 200, uh, uh, what do they call it again? 200 Stunt people. Lost my
Yeah,
train of thought for a second. Stunt people were part of that, part of that sequence as well as the actors and other
mad.
people as well. Imagine the crew as well that were involved in that. So yeah, it's just the filmmaking process is something else. We just get to see a snippet of the
Yeah.
outcome, but what goes into that is just something else.
Devout, and I reckon, man, no green screen in this film.
You're having a laugh, mate. No,
Exactly.
no,
Because this
no.
guy, this I reckon, this director, he's like old school, um, and taking us right there in the action. I remember. Do you remember that whole scene from the Furiosa? Sorry, from the Fury Road, where
Mm.
this car chase scene.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah, yeah,
felt
yeah.
like as if it just goes on forever and forever and forever. And I'm
Yeah.
like, the amount of like dead people.
I
I'm
reckon it will be
surprised
one of
people
those
weren't
again.
dead on that one.
I reckon it will be one of those again. I
Mm,
think so. Yeah, I can
yeah,
imagine
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So keep it up with the Flixters, folks. And obviously, when that movie comes out, we'll bring you a review. And I'm looking forward to that one. But let's move on. Now, listen, Sega fans, Sonic the Hedgehog fans, you'll be happy to know that there is definitely going to be a Sonic the Hedgehog movie coming out. This is going to be part 3. We know this because at the end of the second one, there was this little bit of a teaser thing about Shadow. He's one of the
Was
characters from
it?
the games, and he's one of the characters from the Sonic Prime, the animation and everything. But the
Okay.
big news here is Deval. I mean, I was surprised to read about this, but Keanu Reeves and Sonic the Hedgehog. Tell us about this.
Man, yeah, Keanu Reeves is going to be showing up in the third Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and
Mm,
he's going to be playing a character called Shadow.
yep.
So I'll be honest, I played Sonic the Hedgehog when I was young on Sega
Mm.
Mega Drive or American Sega Genesis. I think
Sega
they had
Genesis, yeah.
Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, that Biggie line. Uh, but yeah, I didn't know who Shadow was. I don't know. Shadow's probably is Shadow a baddie? Sounds like a
Yeah,
baddie.
he's basically like another Sonic the Hedgehog, but kind of like a bad
Okay.
version.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
he's kind of like a grey, like he's kind of
Anti-hero
Eve
kind of person.
anti-hero, but exactly anti-hero.
Okay.
So what I think is he's gonna start off by being the villain, then
Mm,
turns into the kind of the goody baddie type of a person. They
yeah,
team
yeah,
up to
yeah.
fight Dr. Robotnik again. So there's going to be all that. But check this out. I didn't even know this. This is kind of connected to this. There's a Knuckles TV show on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well. So
I
it
saw the
sounds like
trailer and I was like, "What?" So this is mad. So Paramount clearly they want to they're making this a whole big universe, man.
I think all these brands they want to create these universes where people have to repeatedly like watch the movie, watch the TV show, come to
Mm.
the platform. So there's a lot of this going on right now. So yeah, I think that's why there's yeah they're expanding the whole IP and also from a
Gaming.
game as well. Exactly, gaming IPs are really lucrative.
Yep.
So yeah.
And talking about gaming, I mean, you've put this other news on there. This is interesting because talking about games, Minecraft. Now, were
Mm.
you ever into Minecraft? Devout? I wasn't.
Never. That was a really. I
Mm,
mean, that's a sort of
that
new
went over
age.
my head.
Yeah, that's new age kids, young kids, Minecraft.
That
Yeah.
went over my head. But the game, it was created. I can't remember the guy's name, but it was created by some guy in his bedroom, and then he sold it to
Okay.
Microsoft for billions.
Is it?
Yeah, mad, crazy story with this guy, with this kid. And now Minecraft is you can get it
Ah.
on all platforms, man.
Yeah,
PC,
yeah.
PlayStation, Nintendo, the whole thing. So tell us the news with this one.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Minecraft is it's a game where you can just build whatever. You go into
Yeah,
these worlds, and young,
I just don't
really
get it.
young kids, they love it. They build all kinds of worlds. So yeah, so from what we understand, Jack Black,
Mm.
the Jack Black who we saw in what School of Rock,
Jumanji,
Jumanji, another game. You know what I mean?
yes.
He's been seen him in a bunch of stuff over the years. He's now going to be joining the cast of Minecraft.
Mm.
And you're thinking to yourself, if you've seen the game is blocky. It's a blocky
So
game.
yeah.
It's a mad game. Anything can happen. And you're thinking, how are they going to make a film out of this? Well, I'm sure they're going to do it. Because also, who else is on board? Jason Momoa.
Oh, okay.
He's on board as well.
Yep.
We also got Stifler's mum. She's
What?
involved as well. Yeah, her
Wow.
name, real name is Jennifer Coolidge. She's
Coolidge.
actually
Yeah.
got a name.
Yeah.
Jermaine Clement, who we've seen in What We Do in the Shadows, he's in it as well. Yeah, among others. And yeah, this is going to be coming out in 2025. So they're going to be building as we speak.
Interesting. So, like how on Amazon we've got Fallout, which I haven't seen by the way,
Yeah,
but people are talking about Fallout a lot.
yeah.
That's
It's
another
good.
game.
It's good.
That's another game thing.
Hmm.
Sonic game,
Hmm.
Minecraft game. This is, I think we're going to get probably another Mario Brothers. That's probably going to happen again because that did really well. I think we're just going to see more of this stuff, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think gaming is not going away anytime soon. So
Nope, no
yeah,
siree. And you know what ain't going away either, which is coming back, which I found really interesting.
what's that?
The truth is out there, Deval. So X Files, we're fans,
Ah,
huge fans of the show. I remember
ah.
back in the 90s, it just kind of absolutely. You can't beat it, man. There were just like so many great storylines in there. But check this out: Ryan Coogler, director of Creed, director of Black Panther.
Mm.
He's
Fruitvale Station,
Fruitvale
gangster
Station as
film.
well.
Gotta watch that. Yeah.
He's making a new vampire movie with Michael B. Jordan as well. Apparently, they're
Oh.
working on that. Yep. But check this out. So the X Files reboot is happening, and director Ryan Coogler has basically officially kind of attached to it, and he has Chris Carter's blessings. So apparently, Chris
Mm.
Carter was being spoken to, he's being interviewed, and this is what he had to say. Um, he said he had a really nice conversation with Coogler. I just asked him what his ideas were, and he told me what those were, and they sounded like good ideas.
Mm. Okay.
So X Files, if you don't know, original ran was 93 to 2001 and
Mm.
then came back 15 years later and it came back for two more seasons in
Yeah.
2016 and 2018. So the question is on everyone's mind, are Scully and Moldy coming back?
That is a big question. I've got a funny
Probably
feeling.
not.
That's what I was going to say. I reckon they might have something different lined up.
Hmm.
I kind of feel like they've done their bit because they've
Yeah.
come back and come back again, and a lot of people want them to be together romantically as well. I mean, I don't know, man. I kind of like X Files how it was.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it now, they better do a good job,
Oh
make it
man.
slightly different, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's a lot of love that people
Yeah,
have for that show,
yeah,
so they
yeah,
got to make
yeah.
that one right. All right, okay. Listen, look, that's your movie news. Let's move on to new one streaming. Now, this just popped up. I know this came out. I saw it. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I know it popped up on the kind of new on Netflix devour. So this is
Mm.
Rebel Moon, the Scar Giver. Now, I still didn't even see the first one. So, and I know
Oh,
you,
you never
I
seen
know
it?
you saw the first one,
Oh,
didn't you?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, what do you reckon?
Surprised, yeah. I haven't seen the new one yet. The first one was not as good as I thought it was going to be. Zack
Yeah,
Schneider. We know Zack Schneider is quite a revolutionary director. Loves slow
yeah,
motions, all of that kind of stuff. But it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I don't know. Something was lacking a little bit. Something was lacking. Maybe I think the lead done okay, but I don't know if that role, if she carried the film.
right,
I can
right.
be honest, yeah, if she carried the film well enough. But it's interesting. It's a good sci-fi. It's almost like an adult Star Wars,
Okay,
adult version of Star Wars, a bit like how Dune is, and Dune
yeah,
does so much better. But this Scar Giver, I'm going to watch it probably this weekend.
right.
Maybe next week or whatever, we'll do a review of it.
Yeah,
But
it's then
it's
that'll give
out
me time
now.
to watch the first one.
Yeah, it's out now, basically.
Okay, yeah, let's keep an eye on that one, and we let you know exactly how that one pans out. Now, the next one again on Netflix. This is called Scoop. Now, again, I've seen this. I know what this is about, and people have been talking about this, and this is the kind of the Prince Andrew,
Mm.
the kind of how it all came about with this kind of paparazzi taking the picture of Prince Andrew, which then led to Jeffrey Epstein and that whole connection to the Jeffrey Epstein scandal and whatnot. This sounds interesting as well.
Yeah, this one I've actually seen, to be
Mm,
honest. I saw this on preview
right.
quite a while ago. I wasn't able to talk about it.
So you were NDA on that one.
Yeah,
Damn,
NDA.
check devour.
which usually means no devals allowed. But you know, in that occasion, I was. But yeah, no, it's actually decent.
Is
This,
it?
like you set it up nicely, the Prince Andrew story and how they, for those that don't know, Prince Andrew, he was exposed to have been getting involved sexually with young people. I think the young girl was 17 at the time,
Yeah.
and he's obviously married, and he's a royal. He's cheating on his wife and stuff
Mm.
like that at the time, I think, and massive scandal. And this is about the interview that happened, which you can go on YouTube and find. But it's about the story of how they got the interview and all the people involved, and it's a really interesting film. I recommend it on Netflix.
Yeah,
Actually, it's
yeah, I
good.
do
Yeah.
actually want to watch it. Actually, yeah, it looks really, really decent. That. So those are your new on streaming. Now let's check out trailers. Now this one, Trap, Devout. Is this? I mean, I'm assuming is this a horror movie?
Oh, you assume right, but also not 100% right. So this is.
Okay,
I'll just start with this. Night
okay,
Shyamalan.
okay. Now we know we're in his
So
territory.
in his
Okay,
territory, yeah. So
twists
the
and
trap
turns.
is yep, twist and turn. Trap is it's coming out in the cinemas or in the theaters this
Mm,
summer. It stars Josh Hartnett.
mm.
And we all know what he
Yeah,
done last summer, don't we? Uh, so
yeah.
Josh Hartnett, he stars. Do I want to give it? I guess yeah. The trailer tells you this basically. So
Okay.
basically, Josh Hartnett he's a family guy. He's got a young
Mm,
daughter. I think she's about 16,
yeah,
15. I think maybe slightly younger. And in the trailer, it shows him taking his young daughter to a music concert. Because lots of parents take their young kids to the concerts because they can't go themselves, can
yeah,
they?
yeah.
So it's him
Exactly.
and his young daughter going to the concert, enjoying it, and then as the concert's happening, he goes to the toilet,
Uh oh.
and then as he's there, he's walking around seeing lots of police. He's like, and I start thinking in my head, obviously in the UK we had the Manchester
The
bombing,
Manchester bombing. It's a
yeah,
bomb
and I thought to
explosion.
myself, oh shit, is this like a terrorist thing?
Yeah.
But no, he goes and asks a member of staff. He says, "What's going on? Why so much police?" And the staff member has a big mouth. He's like, "Yeah, man, guess what? We heard, that serial killer that's been around? Yeah, that serial killer, they've set up a trap because they know he's here. And like, they're here to trap the serial killer because they know he's
Oh,
here." And then
jeez.
Josh Hartnett's like, "Oh, okay." And then the camera then looks at his eyes and he's like, "He is
He's
that,
the serial
yeah, he
killer.
is that serial killer." And
Oh
it's like,
shit!
and then
So they gave
obviously
that away, and they give it away
straight
straight
away,
away.
yeah, 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 yeah. So
Okay,
it seems like an
good
interesting
little
film.
premise. Yeah,
Even the way it starts, he seems like a nice family guy. He's going out with his daughter, taking selfies, and that's how these serial killers are. They look
yeah.
like normal people
They have
sometimes.
families, man. They have families. Didn't
Yeah,
we know? Didn't wasn't there? His daughter was supposed to be
yep,
like making a movie.
she is. Her film is called, is it Watchers or The Watchers? That's coming out soon.
Yeah,
And he's got another daughter who's a singer, who incidentally is going to be, see the concert that they're going to.
that she does the music for it or
That's
something.
it.
Oh
She's
gosh.
performing, so it's
Okay.
all up in the family. I'm
It's
telling you.
all in the family.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, that sounds interesting. I'll go check that trailer out, and we'll watch that obviously when it comes out. Now, this next one, again, expanding on universes based on a TV show, toy, game as well, most likely. This is Transformers. Transformers One. So, Devour, tell me about this one because I didn't even know we're getting another Transformers
Mate, I didn't know we were getting one. I don't think we need one.
One.
This
So, what's
is
this? A prequel? Is it like a what
I
sequel?
don't know. Oh, no,
Oh
it's a
man.
prequel because in the trailer it says before Optimus Prime was Optimus Prime.
Right. I gotcha.
It's like a young version of them.
Yeah.
Optimus Prime and Megatron are running around as friends in
They're
this.
buddies.
They're buddies. This is almost like how like Disney animation is. It's kind of like that.
Right.
It's not like anime animation. It's more like, I don't know. It's like Disney animation. It's quite polished,
Okay. Yeah.
you know. And it's voiced over by
The
Brian
main
Tyree
guys.
Henry,
Okay.
Lawrence Fishburne's in it. I believe Thor's in it as well. I want to say Thor's
Mm.
in it. Chris.
Chris Hemsworth.
Hemsworth. I think he's in it as well because he introduces the trailer actually. So I think he's in it. And yeah, a bunch of people's in it. Steve Buscemi's in it. Scarlett Johansson's in it. John Hamm's in it.
Wow.
Yeah, so a whole bunch of people. It's going to be like it's very much aimed at the young kids. This is it's like one of
Yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
animations. Yeah, so it's funny. It's different to what we've seen before, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's a Transformers movie. Yeah, I mean, listen, look, they have to kind of keep that going, right? Otherwise, the film rights and things. And wasn't there a? I'm pretty sure the Snake Eyes and Transformers universe they collided, didn't they?
I don't
Oh,
know
sorry,
about
no,
that.
the GI Joe and the
Yes, that's the one.
Transformers
Yeah.
universes.
That's gonna. Yes, you're right. At the end of the last
Last
Transformers.
year they
Yes,
collided and they joined
yes,
up, and there's going to be something going on, right?
yeah. That's right. So that's I guess in the works. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
So keep it locked with us, and we'll obviously let you know about all that. Now let's move on to anniversary corner. Now this we've chosen this specifically because there's a twist on this movie which is related to our main movie.
Hmm.
So if you're a fan of Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney, uh, that's not this movie. That's the first movie. So this is what I'm speaking about is the Dusk Till Dawn universe. And devout, I didn't even totally forgot about this, but there's like about 4 or 5 movies in this whole
Yeah,
universe,
I know. I
and
know.
there was a TV show as well that they made. But this is Dusk Till Dawn Part Two, Texas Blood Money. This is from 25 years ago, so 1999, and yeah. So I mean, look, it's kind of like continuing that kind of whole idea of vampires in this bar. The titty, I can't remember what's it called. I can't even remember what the name of that bar was. Some titty
Oh,
bar in some
Outback. Some just
outback Mexican, like the one of the worst places probably ever.
yeah,
But it's a place you go where you like to be forgotten, basically.
exactly. Yeah. So this one is 1999. So
Wow.
this is that makes it what? That makes it 15 years? No,
Yeah.
25 years. Shit,
25.
25 years. Yeah. So this one, like you've set up nicely, it kind of it's directed by someone called Spiegel or Spiegel, but
Okay.
it's kind of presented by Quentin Tarantino or
Right.
Robert
Okay.
Rodriguez. And this one stars a whole bunch of people. You got the T2, Terminator 2, Robert Patrick, he's in
Yep.
this. You got the gangster himself, Danny Trejo.
Oh man.
You got Raymond Cruz, who we saw in, was he in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul? I think
Maybe, yeah.
he was in that. You've also got Bruce Campbell,
Oh
Walking
my
Dead
God. Walking
gangster veteran. Yeah,
Evil
yeah.
Dead.
Evil Dead. Sorry, Walking. I said Walking Dead. Yeah, Evil Dead. So you got him. He's in this. So yeah, this is very much in the same vein as Dust Till Dawn Part One, but
Hmm.
it's Part Two, and it's called Texas Blood Money. So 5 career criminals gather in Mexico to pull off a bank heist, and they
Yeah.
soon realize that they are up against something far more frightening than the police when they come across these, vampire creatures and whatever.
Hmm.
So it's all these bad guys getting together to rob someone or rob something, and then they realize, uh-oh, there's something worse around the
Yep.
corner. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was just kind of going through the whole Wikipedia thing, man. There's just
Yeah.
like there's a whole universe attached to to this franchise and everything like that. And they even saying at some point they could actually even do
Ah,
like bring it back and kind of do a whole new movie,
dusky,
which
dusky.
just I know, yeah, just kind of forget about it. All right, okay. So look, anniversary corner, Dust Till Dawn Part Two, Texas Bad Money. Go check that out,
Mm,
and
yep.
that leads us on to kind of the main movie, which is Abigail, which is a vampire movie. Now, listen, we watched a vampire movie very very recently, which was something The Voyage of the Demeter. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, the last voyage of the Demeter. Yeah.
Yeah, Last Voyage of Demeter. So, a lot of people have a lot of love for, vampiric movies.
Mm,
Just off the top of my head, there was Renfield, which I watched
mm,
recently as well. There's What We Do in the Shadows. There's
mhm.
Interview with the Vampire. There's Lost Boys. I mean, come on, man. There's just so many movies. it's a genre within the whole kind of horror, genre.
Yeah,
So yeah, I like vampire movies if they're done well.
yeah.
Yeah, let the right one in,
If
Deval.
they're done well, that's the caveat, isn't it?
Exactly, if they're done well. So
Yeah.
with this one, Deval, you went out and watched this one. This is a brand new movie. Let us know your take on it.
Yeah, so this one, like we mentioned, does kind of lend to the previous film we just mentioned, Dust Till Dawn, Part Two,
Mm,
where it's a bunch of people, career criminals, or people that are trying to do something bad, are robbing something, and they come across something worse than the police. And this one, Abigail, is just that kind of movie.
mm.
So Abigail, the premise is basically uh, a bunch of criminals. Yeah, so you get a bunch of criminals. The movie basically starts off as they're kidnapping this young girl. I think she's about 12. They're kidnapping her, organized crime. They've set it up really nicely. They kidnap her from this house. She's
Yeah,
rich, so she lives in some sort of mansion. So it's basically guarded, but they get through the guards and stuff like that.
yeah.
They steal her in the night, and then they take her to another place that they've got arranged. And the person that arranged this whole kidnap is Gus Fring.
Oh, jeez.
So Giancarlo de Esposito, is that his name?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So he's the one that's arranged, organized this whole thing, and you got the actual robbers. Dan Stevens is part of them. You got Kevin Durand, who's part of them. You got Augustus Cloud, who's passed away actually a while ago. He used to be in Euphoria. He's one of them.
Mm.
You got Melissa Barrera,
Yeah, she
and
was in Scream.
oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, so there you go. So you got a bunch of people that are sort of they've been hired to kidnap her,
Yeah.
and they kidnap her. I think they're all going to share 50 million. So you got some good money there.
Mm.
They kidnap her. They put her in a room. They handcuff her, and Bob's your uncle. Now they've got to watch her for 24 hours. That's what Giancarlo Esposito says. That's what Gus Fring says. So that's it. Easy as pie, isn't it? He says before he goes, he says, "Yeah, the kitchen's stocked and the bar is stocked." I'm thinking, why are you going to give them alcohol when they've got to do work? But
Mm.
anyway, so they all got to do is stay in the house, and that's it. Obviously, they're all different people, and also the way they've set it up, a little bit like Reservoir Dogs. They don't know each other. They don't
Right,
use
right.
real
Gotcha.
names, none of that. So it's all
Yeah,
very, organized crime-ish. So they do that now. Um, and yeah, just the different personalities start to come out. You get to see who's who. Some of them don't like each other. They don't trust each other for sure.
yeah,
But only one of them is allowed to go in and check on the girl, and that's the lady, the one that was in Scream, like you said.
yeah,
She's
yeah,
allowed to go in and check on the girl. She goes in there, and the girl's all crying. So, oh, don't hurt me, don't hurt me. And she says to the girl, "I promise you, no one's gonna hurt you." Blah blah blah. And then she takes the girl's cuffs from behind
yeah.
and lets the girl have the cuffs on the front because it's more comfortable.
Okay,
And
yeah.
she unblindfolds the girl. But before she
Okay,
does that, she puts a mask on her, like a COVID mask, so you can't see her full face. So then she, calms the young girl down and then leaves the room. And then later on now, as everyone's sort of like, talking, people aren't trusting each other, blah, blah, blah. They're like, who's her dad? Who's her dad? And like, no one knows who her dad is. No one
mm.
knows. And then Dan Stevens gets a bit, suspicious. He goes into the room now and he
Uh-oh.
realizes she's not blindfolded. He's like, sort of thing. And then he sort of goes to her, don't look, don't look. He puts a gun in her face, says, who's your dad? He says who her dad is. I can't remember the name.
Yeah,
Dad is meant to be a gangster,
yeah, yeah,
almost
yeah,
like if
yeah.
you like the kingpin. If you took the
Okay,
kingpin's daughter,
yeah,
you know you're dead.
exactly. Like
Like she
Kaiser
goes,
Soze, like,
yeah,
it's like,
so
her dad's like that.
ultimate. So when he finds out, he goes down and tells the rest of them, her dad is this person, and everyone's like, like their reaction tells you because we don't know
That
who he is. Their
disguise.
reaction
Yeah.
tells you that they're effed, and then one of the guys is like, "Okay, f the money, I'm gone." I'm gone. And he tries to
Holy
leave. The door's locked. The door is
uh-oh.
locked. They're like, shit, shit, shit. And they're trying to find another way out the house. And they're just panicking. No one wants the money anymore, yeah?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Like, can't we just give her back? They're like, no. Then the Scream girl says, "Okay, let's just last 24 hours. Let's just survive, and whatever we can get paid." And then you start to hear stories of what this guy's done to people. And then
Oh,
Different Stevens' character says, "Oh, he heard a story of when they were like these hitmen were beheaded, and they were like similar to what there's like what you hear about the cartel, what they do. Like they were
yeah, yeah,
beheaded,
yeah, yeah.
they were mutilated, and they were like shit, shit. Like they're all scared." Okay, so that's the main sort of premise, and I'm not going to spoil the rest totally. But what I will say is, this is Abigail, yeah, and we know that she's a vampire. We know that
Yes.
somehow. We know that. So they're in a house. There's I think six of them. I think there's six altogether. And bit by bit, you just know
No.
one by one they're
They're
gonna
gonna
die.
get, yeah, they're gonna get eaten off.
Somehow
Okay.
she lets herself out of her cuffs. Obviously, she's a vampire. She's strong. No one knows this.
Yeah.
And then bit by bit, so the first person's decapitated, and they're like, "Oh my gosh!" So then they're thinking, "Oh shit, the rumors are real. Maybe
Yeah.
one of their hitmen are in the house, and we don't even know it. This
Yeah.
is big, and it's going to pick us off one by one." They're all panicked. They've got guns, by the way. They're fully armed, but still
Yeah.
they're shitting themselves. The one by one they start to die. I think after the second person that someone's buzzing the door. I think after the second person that dies,
Yeah.
um, then Abigail reveals herself
Oh,
basically.
then we actually
They,
see who it
yeah,
is and who
she
she
kind of
is.
goes to her, and she just Abigail's herself, and they're just like ah, and that's the first moment I sort of realized this is like a horror comedy. Was I
Oh,
didn't realize there's certain parts that are a little bit funny before that, but then
yeah.
it's like she's playing with them so
Okay,
much. I'm
toying
like,
with
this
them.
is
Yeah.
horror comedy. Certain things that happen, and thinking if this was a serious film, that person wouldn't have reacted like that. Like it's
Yeah.
just a
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone's decapitated and they're making a bit of a joke. Sometimes it's just a bit like I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
not. Doesn't the film is still entertaining? Once you realize what the film's tone is, you
Yes.
kind of accept it, and it's like okay,
Yeah.
this is it.
Yep.
Kind of entertaining, you know what I mean? So that's that. But yeah, I mean Abigail, the little girl, she's a good actress. She does a good job. All the rest of them, they do reasonably good jobs and stuff like that. The house is almost like Saw. Think of like Saw being
Is
trapped in the
it?
house,
Yeah.
you can't get out, kind of thing. So it's an entertaining film.
And then what about
Uh,
Giancarlo? What's he doing then?
Giancarlo, he's there at the start. He basically sets his thing up and tells them the rules, and then
So
he's
he
gone.
knew, he knows, right?
I'm not going to spoil it totally. There is a twist. There is a twist. But he's
Okay.
gone for most of the film, and then he
Yeah.
comes back towards the end. So he's hardly in the film.
Oh
He's
shit.
hardly in the film.
Okay, so she picks them off one by one, and then
Yeah. And then yeah, it's just mad. It's mad. It's just mad. It's mad.
okay,
A mad film. And
okay.
you know what? Just like in Dusk Till Dawn, there's a lot of blood. They
Is
go
there?
through liters of blood. Yeah,
Oh, so
there's
it's
blood.
gory,
Yeah,
gory.
there's certain times where it's just. I mean, the one of the main characters, she's Latina, but by the end of the film, you can't tell where she's from. You can't tell what color she is. Nothing.
Because
It's
she's
just
covered
full
in
of
blood.
yeah. It's just literally that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So,
So, all right. So, is this worth catching in cinema, or is this waiting for streaming?
yeah, I would probably wait for streaming on this one.
Okay,
I
because
would
this is
probably
Universal, I think.
streaming. Is it Universal? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and apparently they want to do a whole universe with this
okay. A whole universe. What are they gonna do with? How are they gonna do that?
because it's all part of their the monsters universe.
Yeah. What?
Yeah,
Yeah, so like werewolf and all that kind of stuff and
yeah, and this
biblical.
apparently this is connected to that whole universe
Yeah.
as well.
I had no idea. Okay.
Yeah, whether or not it happens, man. Because look, I
Ah.
mean, we haven't. They've been talking about this kind of monster universe for Universe to be speaking for a while now. So
Yeah. Yeah.
if it doesn't do well, then probably not. It might not happen. But it's just
Mm.
interesting the fact that they keep talking about this kind of universal monster universe thing. All right, so that is Abigail. Out of 10, Deval.
Yeah. Out of 10, probably give this one 6.
6 out of 10. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
good, interesting. All right, so listen, folks, if that is something that is up your alley, then go check it out. Find it at your local cinema. If not, you might want to wait.
Yeah.
And Deval, we've got time for a hidden gem.
Yeah, so the last one, hidden gem. This is Let the Right One In. I'm
Mm,
going to speak a lot about this one. This one deserves to be seen with a bigger blank canvas as possible.
yeah.
And this is I want to say, oh, let me
Is it
just double check.
Swedish?
I want to say Swedish. It might be Danish. You don't want to mix up your Scandinavians,
Exactly.
You don't want to do that.
And some, because
Uh,
someone will write in and let us know.
yes, just like when you mix up your New Zealand and
Mm,
Australia. Don't
exactly.
like that.
No, 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 no.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so this is where was this film? This okay, so 2008. This film came out a
Yeah,
while ago.
it's
Countries of
Swedish.
origin, Sweden. Yeah, there you go, Swedish. Yeah, I just noticed that as well. And this is a great vampire story. This
Really
is
good.
a story of two young people who are just from different worlds, but then their worlds come together in just the most innocent way.
Mm,
And then through friendship, one's bullied and stuff like that, and just trying to just be friends and understand themselves and connect on a human level.
yep.
One's human, one is a vampire,
Yeah.
and they connect in that way, and it's just a really, really delicate, well-made story. One
Yeah.
of the best vampire stories I've ever
It's
seen.
really good.
Yeah, and they remade it in an American version called "Let Me In" with Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yeah. And I
Uh,
didn't know this, Deval, or I'd forgot about it. And it was directed
mm,
by Matt Reeves.
is it?
Matt Reeves directed that
Ah,
one.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
okay, okay, okay.
and Matt Reeves went on to direct the Batman. Or he's
Ah,
doing the Batman.
yeah, 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 yeah. Is it? I didn't realize. Okay, Matt Reeves. Surprised,
So horror. So he's gone from horror-y to
Yeah,
kind
Planet
of
of the Apes as well. I think he's done as
Planet
well.
of the Apes. He did Planet of the Apes as well.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't realize that. That's good information. Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
this one is definitely a hidden gem, right? Number one,
Oh yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's a hidden gem. Reason being is because obviously it's not in English,
Mm,
so already people are going to be like, "Oh shit, it's not in English. I don't want to watch it." So it's a hidden gem for that reason. But how many times have we kind of we've chosen movies where they might not be in the English language, and there are hidden gems? But how many are vampire movies? We don't have that many, right, Deval?
not many. Not many. I
I,
think
I
there was
can't,
that one by Byzantium
yes,
with
Byzantium.
Gemma Atherton, I think her name is.
That's it, with the two vampires
Yeah,
on the run, and
yeah.
they've been around. And then we saw that weird Swedish movie about the troll ones. You remember? It was a weird one.
Oh my gosh, Troll.
No, is it
Oh,
Border?
oh, sorry. Yes, 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 yeah. Oh my
Do you
gosh,
remember
yes.
that one? That was another kind of Swedish or Scandinavian movie as
Yeah.
well, like another hidden gem, kind of weird one. But this one definitely, um, it's been nominated. It's won awards. Um, so good that they felt that they needed to do a remake, which
Mm.
obviously they did, but it
It's,
didn't need it.
it's a good film. I think this one here, like you said, I think we do like hidden gems where
Mm,
it's not English as well, or like the common tongue, as some people say, and
yeah,
it just makes it a bit more interesting because it's different. It's a different culture, you know. And I think movie telling isn't always through one lens, through one, sort of history and background, but it's when
absolutely.
explored through different societies, you get a different flavor. And I really like this one. So yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
recommend this one more so than Abigail.
Ah, well, there you go.
Yeah,
There you go, folks. Look, you got a hidden gem there. If you can track this one down on streaming or whatever, go check it out. We think you're going to really like it. And if you do watch it, please do let us know. All right. So that is the end of the show. We really, really hope you enjoyed it. And remember, folks, keep supporting us.
yep,
Like, subscribe, send us a message, send us kind of like a tweet, send us a message on Instagram. Let us know what you're watching,
yep,
what kind of movies that you want us to review, and we will definitely do that. We've got some other big movies to speak about.
yeah.
Um,
Planet of the Apes is coming out
oh,
soon. What else is coming out soon? Fall Guy, but I'm not too keen on that one, to be honest. But
yeah,
that's coming out
but definitely
soon.
Planet of the Apes. Definitely,
Yeah,
That's gonna be the other big one.
yeah.
And there's a few kind of like on streaming that have come out, man, and I'm like, shit, I definitely got to watch this one. So yeah, there's a few, and we already mentioned Rebel Moon, so we
Yeah,
could obviously
yeah,
give that one a go as well.
yeah. So got a lot to look forward to.
Exactly. All right, folks. We hope you enjoyed it. Keep in touch and see you in the next one.